Hello everyone, and this is my review for TNA Impact Wrestling on August the 12th, 2015. And what can I say? What can I say about this night? Actually, not too much good. I mean, there's some good in there. Don't get me wrong on that. I did enjoy some of the matches. The match with Jesse and Bobby Lashley I thought was really good. Some of the promo work I liked as well. Especially at the beginning of the show with Eric Young and Jeff Jarrett setting up the King of the Mountain match at the end of the show, I thought was good. The aspect of them getting tension between the TNA and Global Force Wrestling people was pretty good as well. I did like the promo backstage afterwards with Jeff Jarrett saying it's like, this isn't supposed to be an invasion, we're supposed to be about respect and competition and everything like that. Which we all know this is just going to turn into some kind of invasion angle in some way, shape, or form. That's just how you... But I like the aspect that they tried to build that in there. In some ways, like, hey, we're not trying to invade, we're just here for the... almost like we're almost just here for the night or something, or here for a few weeks or something in that sense. Getting their names out there and trying to get them to be focused on their matches. I thought those promos were actually pretty good. The promo with Bobby Roode and Rockstar Spud was fantastic. I thought it was probably the best part of the show. Just them kind of building a storyline between the two of them, using the whole match with Austin Aries from the week before. I felt they did really good here. Both of them. It wasn't just the aspect of your typical Bobby Roode being really good with the mic. Rockstar Spud did really good as well. It was a fantastic promo. I actually enjoyed that promo. The area that I was not too thrilled with on the show, right now the whole aspect behind the Global Force Wrestling going up against TNA guys. Well, throughout the entire night, you had a few of those matches. You had Awesome Kong and Lady Tapa there, obviously trying to maybe garner some kind of further feud between the two of them. That match was okay. It wasn't anything special, but they're trying to build some kind of storyline so it ends in no contest. And then you like later on in the show, you had the tag title match, and here's me forgetting names again, and that's on me. The tag team title, I think it was tag team title match with the Wolves and the team from Global Force Wrestling. Like I said, names are slipping my mind right now. I'll get them right somewhere down the road. That's just me, though. I'm messing up the names sometimes. It would have been nice. And then you also had Sanjay Dutt and Tigre Uno in an X Division title match. It would have been nice if neither one of these were title matches in some way to kind of build a little bit of tension, because you know first night that they're going to be in there, they're not going to win the TNA titles. At least not their main ones in any way, because they had the King of the Mountain match later in the night for the King of the Mountain title. Okay, we get that one. But they should have made both of these matches non-title so you could set some kind of tensions, like, oh, one of the Global Force Wrestling teams or the Global Force Wrestling guy with Sanjay Dutt beat one of the TNA champions. So you could build some tension in there. But they made them both title matches, so the TNA guys were going to go over in this case. So you didn't really do much building the Global Force Wrestling guys in any way. And it just, and like I said, I'll get the names right. I remember Sanjay Dutt, definitely. The other names, I think one of them was actually Tyler Rex when he was in WWE. I forget what he's going by right now, though. Just like I forget... what Chris Masters is going by at this point, but I know he's with Global Force Wrestling as well. So I'll get the names right, and the more I see them. That's just on that aspect. But those matches would have been a lot better if they had some more tension behind them. They were good matches, don't get me wrong. They were actually good. I thought they could have done a lot better in setting up this angle. Other areas, there was a couple other ones that I liked. I liked the whole aspect of the EC3 promo with Matt Hardy. You kind of get a little bit of a build that maybe this feud isn't over with yet, but you also get and the aspect that also EC3 goes ahead and lays out Matt Hardy at the end of the promo as well. Kind of plays off on that. They're going to have something down the road here between Matt Hardy and EC3, or Matt Hardy, EC3, and Tyrus, or something in that sense. So we'll see something more, and you'll probably see something with Jeff when he's able to, when they actually bring him back into in-ring competition. You had Drew Galloway do a promo as well for the King of the Mountain match, and kind of pretty decent promo. But they're doing this aspect of who's knocking out these people again. And they did that with Drew Galloway. So you're taking him out of the King of the Mountain match after what I felt was a pretty good promo setting up for the match. So who do they replace him with? It's not like you put Bobby Roode in there, or you put somebody with bigger name recognition. You put Robbie E in there. Don't get me wrong, Robbie E's good. He's good, but you should not be putting him in main event matches. Because he just does, his character just doesn't feel ready. He's okay on promos, but he's not that good. So yeah, you end up getting him replaced into the King of the Mountain match with Robbie E. And I mean, all in all, that match itself was actually pretty good. And I'll talk about that in a few moments, because there was one other match, or one other promo, decent promo. The match just sounds dumb. The mic match with Ken Anderson and Bram. Basically, you're going to have that, the Ken Anderson type microphone hanging, and whoever gets to it first can use it in any way they want. It's just a dumb match. It just should not. They should not have made this type of style match for these two. They could have put them in more of a hardcore type match and probably gotten the same effect. But now they're coming up with this stupid thing around Ken Anderson's microphone. I like the aspect that Bram stole the microphone a while back. And I would have liked to have seen them do something where, Mr. Anderson's fighting to get the microphone back in some way. But to have it be actually part of the match in name, no, it should not. And I don't think it's going to come off all that good in the end. So we'll see where that one actually goes. Now, leading into the main event of the night, because they announced with Jeff Jarrett that in an EC3 promo backstage that the winner of the King of the Mountain title match would get a world title match the next week. So you had Robbie E, Eric Young, Chris Masters. I have to call him by Chris Masters because I can't remember his new name off the top of my head right now. Bobby Lashley and Robbie E. Or I said Robbie E. And PJ Black, formerly Justin Gabriel. Decent match. I'm glad that they did put one of the Global Force Wrestling guys over in this case. Interesting. Not interesting that I would say that it was PJ Black in this case. Out of everybody who did promos that night, his was the weakest. I'll go off and say it. His promo was the weakest. Anyway, and I know he's supposed to come off as like a nonchalant daredevil type character. It just didn't come off in that way at all. It just came off as a guy who was like, I'm here. That's all he kind of came off as in that promo. It wasn't like, he didn't come off as like, this is nothing, I typically do this, and like he's really excited still doing what he's doing. He just kind of came off as a guy who was, blah, I'm here. And, by the way, I typically jump out of planes, I do this. I've got to take this phone call now. That's what he came off as this time around. So we'll see how that character actually builds. So, I mean, in the end, pretty good match with the King of the Mountain title match. Having PJ Black over. Good thing that they at least put somebody from Global Force Wrestling over in the show in some way. It'll be interesting to see how they how he and EC3 work the next week for the with the world title match. So we'll see where everything goes there. But I mean, overall, there was some good. Don't get me wrong. There was definitely some good in this show. There was also some bad, really bad, in some cases. There was, like I said, there was also some fantastic stuff in there as well. It was kind of that mishmash of, you know, you have some good and really good, and some kind of stuff over here. So that was kind of the mixed bag of TNA Impact this week. And that is my review for TNA Impact Wrestling. And I thank you guys for watching.